I want to talk about bad dates. I want you. Since you know you're a communicative person with established goals, and or you know you're charismatic, whatever. I want you to tell me what is the worst date you've ever been on. It can be more than one. I have 2 stories I'd like to share.
I think I was 18. So yeah, I'm brand new out into the universe.
Right.
I wasn't where I'm at right now, for sure. So I went on this date with somebody I knew from like high school, I think, and it was like a friend of a friend.
Mm.
So I asked her out over text, and because there was distance and stuff, so I was like, "Hey, want to go catch a movie? Grab some dinner?" It's like, "Yeah, sure." So we went out to like BJ's.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Damn.
I went to, I think, so we went to dinner, but I don't know. For some reason, I couldn't carry on the conversation at all.
Damn.
And I wasn't getting any help from her either. So
Wild.
I'm sitting over there just making random comments.
Like what? Like, oh wow, this knife
good.
looks extra sharp at this dinner table.
Ambiance is interesting.
Oh my god, that sounds so awful. Was she on her phone?
Yeah.
And you sat through the whole meal?
Yeah, I sat through the whole meal.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah.
Like sometimes I feel like when we film the podcast, it seems like, you know, we go on like way longer than what it actually is. I feel like that's worse.
It felt like a really long time. Problem is, we were so early to the movie, so we just kind of sat at the restaurant. And this is in Florida, so it's hot as hell.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't want to wait outside. I'd rather just sit inside the restaurant.
I would have been like, let's cut the small talk. You see where we're at. What do you want to do?
It was not that.
Well, I feel like
it did not end with that either.
What movie did you see?
Okay, I don't remember the name of it exactly, but Olivia Wilde was in it. She plays a doctor or scientist, and for some reason...
trying to fix bad dates? Trying to find the formula for bad dates, bro?
She might have turned into something far worse.
Oh, God.
Let's just
That's
say
wild.
she dies, and then her team of doctors like brings her back to life.
Mm-hmm.
She's not all there. Yeah, and then it goes off.
Sounds like the second types of people I match with on the ones aren't fully all there. That's interesting. Did you at least kiss her at the end?
Nope.
Fuck.
I'd say, looking back at it, clear disconnect. There wasn't much in common.
Do you still have any like do you follow her on anything to this day or anything like
No.
Facebook?
No.
Just kind of
I
like
actually specifically did not follow or anything like that because of how that went.
Dude, that just sounds grueling. I've never had that. I've at least tried to like in those most awkward moments try and make some sort of like. So she didn't try and reciprocate at all. She didn't ask you. You're just sitting there. Why? Like why? At that point, why would you even agree to go on a date? Like, did she even like you?
I don't know.
That's insane. Oh my god. So you're telling me that you had a better date with me at Cheesecake Factory than this chick at BJ's?
Yes.
Wow.
So when are you taking me back?
Let me get paid first. Let me make sure my job doesn't rip me out of a fucking $100 out of my paycheck again. Then I'll take you to Cheesecake Factory. Only if we watch an Olivia Wilde movie afterwards.
Let's go. I'm down.
Wait, was it a horror movie you watched?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. I knew it, bro. I know it. That solidifies my point. The only time you watch horror movies is when there's a fucking woman involved.
Well, yeah.
Come on, bro. You don't watch it with the boys?
No.
We could have went to go watch Saw X.
I'm bringing my blanket with me.
You can bring your brother. I don't give a fuck. You think I'm gonna make fun of you?
Yes.
Nah. I actually during horror movies, I jump.
Oh, I jumped too. Yeah.
Like I'll legit like, oh man, I'll be like, oh shit. That scares the fuck out of me.
I put the blanket over my head and I'm peeking out of it like a little peeking hole.
I'm surprised they actually let you take a blanket into the theater.
Why wouldn't they?
I don't know. Maybe they think you're hiding snacks in there or something. I always feel like I got to be like on some Mission Impossible Tom Cruise shit every time I got to sneak some snacks into the movie theater.
Cargo pants, bro.
Cargo pants, basketball shorts also. Or what my friend and I used to do, we used to get like Walmart bags or something, and then we would take out the snacks and then we would put it in the bag and seal it, because if you just naturally have it in the bag, there's air in it, so it takes up more space.
Right.
So if you just put it in like a Smith's bag or something and then put it in your pocket or whatnot. I remember one time I put it in my crotch just to see if they would notice a bigger bulge, but they probably knew I was a shrimp anyway.
Let's be real. That wasn't the only reason you were doing that.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, anybody out there watching that, put your snacks in a Walmart bag. It reduces the air. And don't buy from the movie theater. I understand the whole thing. You got to keep the theater. You got to keep the theater going. You have to buy concessions from them. I'd buy concessions if a fucking Twizzlers wasn't fucking $15.99 for licorice. I think licorice is such a mid candy.
It's overrated.
Licorice is like the equivalent to like a Popeye's biscuit. I eat it and then I'm just nothing but thirsty afterwards.
Afterwards, I take 3 bites and my throat's like closing up.
It's like putting a gauze in your mouth. Like it's just, my God. I don't mess with it. Maybe if they had like Twizzlers that had like, you know, it'd be good if Twizzlers made like some sort of like Gushers equivalent.
Ooh.
Where it's like, you know, they have like the syrup stuff inside of it to kind of compensate for the dry mouth that you get. I don't know. Maybe they put like some THC in there, but it's like Dollar General THC, where you only get the cotton mouth from the fucking licorice.
No, that's an idea.
Speaking of getting gushed, talk about my worst date experiences. So I'll leave it up to you. Do we want to go into the past or do we want to touch on the present?
Past.
I was about your age, 18. Not like we're really far off. You're just a year older than me. Mm-hmm. So this was a year after your bad date. My bad date happened. It was this girl who I went to school with, high school. I was still in high school. Yeah, still in high school. I was a senior in high school. I was just bored one day, and like, you talk to girls as like friends, right? You just talk to them and whatnot, and then you don't really think that they like you. It's kind of like that situation, right? Me being dumb and naive, I'm texting this chick, and then I don't know what happened, but we decided to go watch a movie. I forgot what movie it was. I pick her up, and then like as we're like driving, I remember she's hinting at certain things, right? Like she's trying to come up close to me in the car, and I'm like, all right, what's going on here? And then she's like, oh, I don't know why I haven't forgotten this, but I think it's because it was so cringe. She was like, oh, my debate team's talking about our date right now. And that's when I'm like, Jesus Christ. Because one of my biggest pet peeves in anything is when word gets out about my relationship life or my any type of time where I'm like interacting with a woman and word gets out for some reason. I don't know. It just irks me so much. I don't know why.
Even if you're already like involved, like
if we're like involved, that's a different story. Right? Obviously, I want to claim the chick if we're involved. But if it's in like a talking type of stage or like it's like a first, second type of date type of thing, or if we're just friends, right? Especially because I had that a couple years back too, to where it's like I'm just friends with this girl, but everybody assumes we're dating, and it's like that's so annoying, man. Like the whole thing, like boys and girls can't be friends. I feel like that's bullshit. I feel like you need a couple friends of the opposite sex, of the opposite gender.
Absolutely.
Just because it gives you a broader perspective on just social interactions and stuff. I feel like it makes you better socially as a person if you have, friends of the opposite gender.
Right.
But anyways, going off track there. She was like telling me like, oh yeah, my debate team is making bets that we won't make out by the end of the night. I'm like, God damn it. So we're in the movie theater, and we're watching the movie. And then I don't know why I do this. I don't know why. I do these things to where I'm like, I'm going to do something, and I don't think this person's going to really do anything back. So
you're fucking around and finding
out. Yeah. I'm a mastermind of fucking around and finding out, just because I doubt myself. I think that's the problem. Like I doubt myself to where I don't think it's going to happen. And then when it finally does happen, I get annoyed because I'm like, this is not the outcome I thought was going to happen in my head. Mm-hmm. So I remember I kind of like put my arm kind of next to her just to see what she would do. And then, she basically, this is the first time I've ever seen a girl do this. She fucking took my arm, put it around her, and then went next to me. I'm like, oh, Jesus, okay. First experience of that. I'm like, all right, this woman's taking control. All right, this is interesting. So watching the movie, all kind of cuddled up, right? And then as like she's like talking, we're talking during the movie. She talks to me. And I swear to God, bro. You know that scene in SpongeBob to where he goes, you've seen SpongeBob, right?
Yeah.
Where he goes, "Hey, sir, does my breath smell?" And then he goes, this girl's breath did not smell like Colgate. It smelled like Hotgate. That shit smelled like expired onion rings and fucking horseradish asshole. Bad breath. It was awful. And yeah, she wanted to make out with me, bro. No, thank you. No, thank you. It's like making out with blue cheese. So no. So after that happened, I took her back to her place, and then the sprinklers came on while she was about to go into her house. So she's like, "Oh, the sprinklers are in my house. Do you mind if I stay in here for a bit?" I was like, "I gotta go. I gotta go back home soon. You gotta leave." So I made her walk through the sprinklers, which that was kind of a dickhead move. But I it's just like when there's not chemistry there, and you kind of just want the fucking time to end.
Right.
You just kind of have to be firm about it. You got to be like, "Oh, bro, like no, like I do not want you here." I'm not afraid to do that. Like if I'm not feeling it, I will tell the person, "Look, you got to go. We're good." I remember that later that day, she had the audacity to text me. She was like, "Hey, just to let you know, that what we did tonight didn't mean anything." I'm like, "Oh, I think you're telling me I died." I felt like Neo from the Matrix because I just dodged 9 fucking bullets off that one. Oh man, good thing she didn't send it through a voice memo, or else I would have fucking smelled it.
Good God.
Yeah, that was the first time I've ever like experienced a chick with bad breath. Because I'm like, man, I thought girls didn't have 2 things: bad breath and they didn't fart. Found out both of those things were inaccurate.
Welcome to a harsh reality, buddy.
Present day. I don't got water around here. This is fairly recent. This was fairly recent. God. How am I gonna put this? Because I forget. There's people who also work at that probably watch this podcast. Basically, I was talking to this person for a bit, and we decided that it was like a, I don't want to say it was a second date. It was like a second type of hangout. We'll establish it more as a hangout.
Okay.
I already discovered the Temple of Doom on the first link, so second one was kind of a hangout. Yeah, we I invited her over to eat dinner that I was going to make, that I made. Or I was going to make a nice pasta dinner because I wanted some spaghetti that night. And I had gotten my mom's recipe. Good stuff. I'm making it for family dinner night. Whenever we have it. Whenever we have it.
Just let me know.
She comes over, and I'm thinking this is cool, right? Actually, no, I take that back. On the way over there, she was freaking out over text. And I'm like, why are you freaking out? Because she didn't know what to wear. She didn't know if she had to be formal or not. I'm like, I'm just in basketball shorts and a fucking t-shirt. I'm thinking at this point, I'm like, once you already seen someone naked, I don't give a fuck what you wear. Like, I already know what the hell's underneath the clothes. Like, you already know what's underneath my clothes. What the fuck does it matter? But yeah, so she freaked out about that. That got me annoyed first. So that's the first type of red flag that goes in my head. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be a pain in the ass already. And see, this is where I get the bad habit of just thinking the worst of shit. So when stuff actually goes my way, that's when it throws me off. So now I'm thinking like, okay, well, this girl's overthinking this shit. So I pick her up, go back to my house, whatever. I'm like, okay, this is fine. We finally linked up. It's okay. It's cool. And then I start cooking. And I swear to God, every single thing, I don't know if she thought this was cute to do or whatnot, but every single thing that I would do, she would criticize it. Like she would say stuff like, "Oh, why aren't you breaking the pasta? Why aren't you slicing the tomatoes this fine? Why aren't you doing this?"
Time out. Breaking the pasta.
Yeah, like you break the pasta and put it in. People do that.
No, you're not supposed to do that.
I don't do it.
No.
But apparently, I don't know why you do. I think people do it so the thing doesn't overflow. I don't know. I don't do it. But I've seen people do it. Like my ex's mom did it, I think. That's the first time I ever really seen it. Never seen my dad do it. And that guy's a Italian dude. Never seen him do it either. Never seen my mom do it. She's not Italian. So, I'm assuming that must be a Hispanic thing. Because I've only ever seen Hispanics talk about it or do it. Mamma mia, gabagoo.
Exactly. Yes.
So she was criticizing. So I eventually told her, I'm like, yo, get the fuck out of here. Get out of the fucking kitchen. So I pushed her away to the side and then cooked. We ate. Everything's all nice and dandy. You know, I'm like, okay, finally I get some food in my system. This bitch gets food in her mouth so she can shut up. And after food, we decide to indulge in some other food. Spinach. Popeye spinach. Had some Popeye spinach. Pretty on the level. And chilling on the couch. And I'll be honest with you, I'm on like cloud, let's see, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81. Probably on cloud 81. Yep, not cloud 9. Cloud 9 times 9. I'm a statue. You ever watch We're the Millers?
Yeah.
Okay. So she decides to put that on. I'm watching this. And then there's that scene. You know the scene where they're in like the tent? And like the guy is watching his wife trying to get it on with the other wife. He basically like starts rubbing the dude's ear. It was weird. I've never seen the movie up until that point. And then once that scene came on where the dude starts rubbing the other dude's ear, I was just like, I don't know if it was the spinach that took over, but something literally gave your boy half shrimp to dead on the sand shrimp. Like I straight killed my libido, that scene.
I'm beginning to think I haven't seen this movie now.
But yeah, so that scene kind of happened. And then, I don't know, man. There's something just like switched in my head to where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? Why is this girl here? It was weird. It was just like a straight 180 flip to where I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? Don't do this. Fucking leave.
Post-nut clarity came in a little early.
Post-nut clarity came in without the nut. That's the crazy part. It was like some fucking what's the guy, Professor X, right? The guy from X-Men.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like some Professor X clarity to where I was just like, whoa! It was like a Jimmy Neutron hair clarity to where I went in my head and it was like, no, don't do this. So I just pretended to fall asleep until she left. Pretended to fall asleep and she was like, yeah, maybe I should go. And I was like, yeah, maybe you should. Yeah, I don't know.